1, 2, testing. 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6. I've had enough. Can I take a shit? When Jack came to me with the proposal that he wanted to do a documentary on me, I was all for it, but I never told him what. The only thing I said to Jack was, "Don't polish me up when I'm not," you know.
How were you feeling when you watched the final film?
From both marriages, my kids are saying, he wasn't a good father," but that kind of was a hard thing to swallow because, that's what I thought you had to do, you know. See, I come from a working class background. My father was a regular Joe, went to work, my mother went to work, come from a family of 6 kids, and we didn't have a lot. And so that the main thing of the day was to feed everybody, you know. And so you learn from your parents, you know. So when I started to say he wasn't a good father, that kind of was shocking to me in a way, because I thought, my job was to bring home with the bacon. But, the best thing I ever did was to get clean. Because now, I missed a good chunk of my life with my kids. Cause, Jack would say to me, "How do you do this?" I wouldn't know the answer, but sometimes I'd be drunk anyway.
Jack, when you heard I think it was your mum say in the movie, because Ozzy was just talking about his newfound sobriety, that she credits you with that. Maybe talk about that, and where is your family on the whole sober train, and how did you feel when you saw that?
The portion of the film where it kind of came around to, my mom stating that I was credited to, my dad getting sober and that whole story really was something that just honestly wasn't produced. We didn't know that's how it was gonna end up. It just so happened that when we were all interviewed separately, we all kind of told the same story, because that's what happened. I don't like taking credit for that. I didn't do anything. All I did was yelled at him and got myself out of trouble for being a bit of a screw up, and we just had an argument one day, and Dad decided that he was gonna change.
It was the first time it really hit me between the eyes, and I said, "What the fuck have you ever wanted for?" Because I was the provider, and if he wanted a new bike, I'd get one. If he wanted a car or whatever, I'd get it for him. And then when he turned around, it stopped me so dead in my fucking tracks when he said, "How about a father?" That was like that was like the real awakening for me, because I thought my role was to do be the man of the house and bring the bacon home. That was all my job was. And it never occurred to me that he may want to go to the zoo or go to a ball game. Because sometimes when you're a parent, I suppose, you got to go to like school functions that you don't really want to go to, but you have to. It's part of the job being a parent. And I remember Sharon went to drag me along, and I was full of resentment that I was there. Going, what the fuck do I want to be here for? But it's not for me. It's for my kids. It's a responsibility you have as a parent. And the only thing that I can do now is to stay sober. Nobody can tell you as a drug addict to say, you got to stop. Because you'll stop when you want to. A friend of mine just died from a guy in England. I was very close to a friend. And he knew he was going to die. And I told him, if you don't stop, you're going to die. And he died. But if you don't want to stop, you ain't going to stop.
Is there anything over the years that has really shocked you?
What shocked me was the fact that my son got sober first. And I thought, my God, what's taking me? It's a whole process. You don't just suddenly wake up one morning and go, it's my time. It's a process. One time, it was fun. I used to be a fun guy to get loaded with. But then it twisted on me, and I became a fucking pain in the ass, And when at the end of the day, I didn't like me being that way, I try. I've done everything. I'm lucky to be alive.
Why are you still alive?
Asked him up there. I don't know. I'm living on borrowed time. I've lived more lives in my life than most people.
Jack, same question. Why is your dad still alive?
I don't know why my dad is still alive. That's.
But you're glad.
I am glad. Definitely glad. I don't know. It's that same question of like, why does a plane crash and one survivor walks away? Hey,
it's no like secret trick that I have. I don't practice this black art that keeps me here, and I'll fly around the battlements at midnight with.
Just admit it now. You did sell your soul to the devil.
Oh, that's true. for a record.
And a gold watch.
I mean, just good genes or something. Oz, what do you think you'd most like to be remembered for?
Just to be remembered is the biggest gift. I mean, I don't want to be. I've done so many good and bad. I mean, but there's a side of me that people never know. You know, the one thing I kind of worried about was if I took that persona when I got on stage off the stage, and I could, at one point I could separate it, but as the time went on, it became all one.
That's really interesting, the sort of fusing of, you start to lose perspective on which is you and which is the projection of you.
If a guy was a clown in a circus, I'm sure he don't go overnight with his red nose, his big boots, and go, "Darling, it was a hard day." He takes it all off and he's Joe Blow again. You know, it's what I do. It's what my people like to see. I mean, it's my show. You know.
But that essentially was the whole point of the documentary, was to kind of show. I wanted to show people
the other side.
The other side. You know, for 90 minutes every other day when my dad's touring, he's Ozzy Osbourne. For the other 46 and a half hours of, when he's touring, he's my dad.
Do you know what I want to do for reality? I get up in the morning, I exercise, I do a little bit of crazy art paintings. Something's always going on, the phones never stop. But I've got my own little world, and it's quite cool, you know. I don't go out much.
Do you still find it enjoyable to tour?
This last tour, Jack's been the best tour I've done in years. The band I have are great. When you have a vision of what you want your band to be like, I've got it with this band I have now. I mean, there's bands that go on the road. They go to the different hotels, different transport. They pretend to be friends, and they hate each other. I can't do that, because if I'm out on the road for a year, it's going to get pretty boring if you don't talk to anybody, you know.
You mentioned before your paintings and your own private little world that you've carved out for yourself. Do you ever plan to have a...
No, I don't do it for anything. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing with it. I just doodle, you know. I like to mess with colours and getting patterns and... My new thing now is doing fucking freaky faces and all this. With my musical thing, I don't play an instrument. And I've said to people before, I want to learn the basic thing of a piano or whatever. And people have said to me, don't, because the way you think is so unmusical. You come up with the wackiest things when you think things. But if you learn the professional way of doing it, you may lose that, you know. So it's like, I want to learn to paint better, but I think all the great painters in history, they never had teachers. They had to develop themselves. And then people say, "Are you going to have an exhibition?" I don't do it for that. I just do it for pleasure, you know.
But when you're a crazy old man and you've lost your marbles, and Jack or Kelly says, "Fuck it, I want to put these up in a gallery."
When I've gone, it's theirs anyway. They can do what the fuck they like, you know. I didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to do this doodling and I'll make 20 grand a painting." That's not what I'm doing it for. I mean, that art world is very, it's another form of business at the end of the day, I suppose. But I don't do it for that. I mean, that's amazing me. When I went to Florence, and I've seen some of them Leonardo da Vinci things and the other guy, and I'm thinking, how the fuck did they do this back then? I mean, they couldn't go to an art shop and go, "I want an oxblood colour for this." They had to make the fucking colour out of whatever. You know what I mean? When Leonardo da Vinci painted the cathedral ceiling, how the fuck did he... 7 years to paint one of them. 7 years. I've been stood up there now, a skeleton with a fucking paintbrush in my arm. But I do it because I can zone out of, you know. My head's always creating problems and shit in my head, you know. So when I'm zoned out, I'm just somewhere else. It's like a form of meditation for me, you know. I just drift along I love doing it early in the morning, you know. The best part of the day for me, you know, is when it's peaceful in the morning. I just greet the day.
Jack, speaking of art and creativity, tell me what you hope to achieve by making this doc.
Well, what I hope to achieve with making this documentary was to really differentiate essentially Ozzy from John, but at the same time still kind of unifying them. I think for so long people have had a perception of who Ozzy Osbourne was, this crazy guy who did all this crazy stuff and, was in Black Sabbath and Satan and biting heads off things, and had this kind of mythical, kind of shroud over him. And then came the Osbournes, which then kind of turned that on its head to a degree. And then people saw him as, a kind of comedy highlight reel. And neither one was my father. My intention for this film was to kind of really highlight who he actually is.
As a fan, what's your favorite Ozzy moment?
Probably the fact that he went solo and managed to create something far bigger than his what he was originally known for, because that never happens. And I think the reason why it worked so well with my dad is because he was still hungry. And most guys, when they're in a hugely successful band, they walk away from it with their giant mansion, their garage full of Rolls Royces, and they go, oh, I'm going to try my hand at going solo. Whereas when my dad left Sabbath, he had nothing. He was kind of back to where he was before he even started Sabbath. And I think that fire kept that
revenge.
the fire kept burning hot, and that doesn't always happen.
Can you think of literally one moment where you sat there and went, holy fuck, that's my dad?
Every fucking day, I suppose.
I think it was when I started listening to Sabbath. When I was about 13, 14, I started listening to a lot of Sabbath and earlier stuff that I just kind of taken for granted, just growing up listening to. And that's when I began to kind of separate myself from being, son versus, appreciating music.
Ozzy, same question. What's your favorite Jack moment?
Being born. I mean, was when Sharon was pregnant with him. I had 2 girls, and we had that mammogram thing, and I couldn't see whether it was a boy or a girl. And I fully expected a girl. I went, another guy. I'm not alone. But Jack's been a great kid, a great guy. When I was a younger guy and my father was alive, I always wanted to sit down and have a man-to-man conversation. He said, because in my house, he said, do what I say, get there, and all that, point the finger. And we have a relaxing relationship. I don't feel like I'm here and he's down there. We have a good relationship, I think. I'm trying to be the father to him that I wanted my father to be with me, So it's a good relationship I have with Jack. I love him.
If you could, would you like to have any more kids?
I've got 5 children from 2 marriages, and so I've got enough. I think
And you've got how many grandkids now?
5.
Yeah, that's pretty even now.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait for Amy or Kelly to have a little critter.
And you.
Which of your children would you say is most like you?
Amy.
Kelly.
Kelly's like a mum. She's wacky. Kelly's you're your mum.
I don't spend nearly as much.
No, nearly, no. You're half your mum. I mean, Amy's got believe it or not, I still get stage fright. Amy's got a great singing voice. There's a big part of this story that people don't realise. I mean, Sharon, if it wasn't for Sharon picking me up, dusting me down, and pushing me in the way she pushed me, which wasn't always the, kid gloves way. She literally shoved me out, I wouldn't have been any as successful as I became.
What do you listen to that's guilty pleasure that you would never in a million years expect Ozzy Osbourne to be?
Well, I don't. People get this misconception that I come on, but like Metallica on and all these heavy. I listen. I like listening to old music. I quite like Frank Sinatra. I love the Beatles. I mean, I play that even now. But the songs that get in your head. If you're not supposed to but you can't stop fucking thinking about like Amadeus, and
You like the Eurythmics, though.
not as much as
I've heard you listen to the Eurythmics quite a bit.
I tell you, the Peter Gabriel Soul album I still play today. I don't really listen to new music as much unless it catches my ear.
All right, when's the last time you were in a movie theater?
I don't like going to movies, but I go because my wife loves it. If the film's okay, the last film I saw which I enjoyed was District 9. That was fucking brilliant. It was phenomenal, that film. The concept. It's got. I mean, I will not go to see these fucking romantic comedy bullshit things.
What can you get in Birmingham that you can't get in LA?
Clap. No. Suntan. No. Birmingham food.
Get like really good English food there.
And a good, if you drink beer, some good beer drinking places there.
Jack, do you always understand everything that Ozzy says?
Yes, I always understand everything my dad says. Even when Dad like literally will just taper off and won't finish a sentence, I'll know what he's saying.
I heard that you once shot Kelly.
I did shoot Kelly with an air rifle in the leg when I was about 9 or 10 years old, and Zach Wilde was babysitting. That's why I blame it. She did run in front of me. It wasn't like I was like, "There's Kelly."
But darling, that's what happens.
I know. Accidents happen all the time.
Do you think that has fueled any resentment towards you on Kelly's part? Despite the fact that it was an accident.
No, that particular thing didn't.
It was like if we're building a house, it was a bit of mortar between the bricks of resentment.
Women have got this thing that they store ammunition. You forget when you shot me in the leg. And when he's fucking 90, we're going, remember when you shot me in the leg, Jack? I could have died.
I mean, it's nearly 20 years ago, and she will on
But
occasion.
that's a good little bit of information. You can, you shot me.
Yeah.
After all you've learned, what can you share with us?
Well, I believe that we're all here for a purpose. I mean, on reflection and looking at my life, it shouldn't have happened the way it did, but nevertheless it did. I'm proud of some of the things I've done, and I'm not proud of some of the things I've done, but that's life. I mean, I've had an exceptionally interesting life, to say the least. I'm glad I'm playing music at my age of 62. I mean, I tend to forget how lucky I am, and I'm very blessed, you know. I mean, it could end, and I always said it could end tomorrow, but I don't want it to end. And and when you reach the age of 60, people the word retirement comes into the conversation a lot, and I go, well, okay, I'm a performing artist, a recording artist, and as long as people want to listen to me and are interested in what I do, I'll continue.
If you could give me one piece of advice about life.
It's rock and roll, you rock and you roll. I mean, the worst thing that can ever happen, I suppose, is lose one of your children. I mean, you never stop being a parent. And I've seen some remarkable things when people have recovered from this and that, and the courage to battle life. My assistant's just about to get married, and he's been a bachelor for 50 years. And I said to him, you know, he says, well, what's the secret of marriage? And I said, you know, sometimes you have to give when you don't want to give, and sometimes you have to take when you don't want to take, but you do it anyway, because that's the deal, you know. I mean, Jack could I mean, I love my family, I love my wife, I love my, everything I do. But there's every day, it doesn't shine, sunshine didn't come out every day, you know. Sometimes it's a rainy day, but you get through the day, you know. It's survival. I mean, when Randy Rhoads got killed virtually in front of me, I remember saying to Sharon, I can't do this anymore. I'll get off my ass, and someone else knocks me down, and she says, fuck that, we're going to carry on. Because you don't live happily ever after. And just live. As, you know, I mean, it's a cruel world. I mean, if you don't get up and fight for what you believe in, you fucking might as well lie down and die, because that's what'll happen.
I think that's that.
Cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's got that.
Was that okay?
Yeah.
That's great. That was great.
I think we've got everything we needed.
Oh, wait, what? Women are appearing there.
Thanks, Ozzy. That was really great.
And so this is your first time at the festival with this movie.
Yeah.
Tell me what that feels like bringing it to Tribeca, to New York City.
It's definitely a privilege. You know, I couldn't. You know, when we heard that Tribeca wanted it, I was completely blown away. So, you know, this is probably for me. I mean, it's the festival that I kind of, look out for the most. What Tribeca usually has is usually the best. So.
Are we at the Bare Naked Ladies movie or are we at the Ozzy movie? Let's go, people!
I mean, there's never been a documentary kind of like this about my father. I mean, I knew some people, so I kind of had an in.
Yeah.
And it's different. It's not your typical, rockumentary you're going to see on MTV or anything like that.
What's something new that we're going to find out in this documentary that we don't
Ask
already
him.
know?
I haven't seen any of it yet.
It's not so much Ozzy as it is John. It's the real man, and it's the man I grew up with, and I'm the fruit of his loins. So it's kind of how I see him, and it's me and my team, directors, telling his story.
Our esteemed producer Jack Osbourne and the great Ozzy Osbourne.
How did you go about getting Ozzy to open up and releasing all those feelings?
I didn't do most of the interviews, with my dad during it, because I kind of wanted to. I thought it was too personal at that point. That was that was kind of Mike was the one who was on the road with him for a long, long time. That Mike, the furthest to the left.
Hi. Hey, Mike.
So I don't know, Mike, you wanna?
I think, again, it was just day after day, we would talk until the cameras didn't feel like they were there anymore. A lot of the times it was just me and Ozzy or me and a camera guy. And we'd be talking about other things, and then you would just start.
It's kind of when you feel like talking, when you don't get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and go, yeah, right, well, last night we went doing, something triggers off a certain thing, and Mike would go, oh, talk more about that, and so before I knew where I was talking about something that I'd long forgotten, Because so many things happened to me over the years. You see, as Jack said, it would be like the episode 93, I mean, not only that, back when I started, there wasn't that many cameras about, movie cameras. Like, Super 8 was the only thing now. Everybody's got like a video machine now. But back then, it was like, you had to get what you could. We didn't do. There wasn't MTV in the 70s. We just used to play,
Thanks. Ozzy, you rock, and God bless us all. Thanks. This movie has said Ozzy's life from start to finish. Where he's come from, where he's been, how he's gotten through, what he's gotten through, trials and tribulations of his life, as well as bringing himself back to his roots, which is what it's all about.
Man, I thought yesterday was pretty intense. It was like a full emotional release. I've been working on something for 3.5 years, and then to finally it's like launching a boat, send it off downriver. It's just so drained from it all. It was great. New York, my dad was just saying, New York's a tough crowd. If you can win over New York, you can win over anyone. And the whole time during the movie, we were getting applause, we were getting cheers, we were getting, people were crying. It's a full kind of, it's an emotional movie. And, and there's a lot of highs and lows. And I think we kind of hit, we hit the points correctly.
He seemed to have been around a lot longer than he actually was, because it was a really weird, macabre thing, terribly sad thing that happened to him. Weird. On that one tour, we had funerals, weddings, divorces, every fucking thing you can imagine. And when he got killed, it was fucking. To say we were devastated was beyond any comprehension. It was fucking weird. I miss him to this day, to be honest with you. He was a phenomenal guy.
How old was he?
I think he was 24. Wasn't really old. His poor mother. I feel every time I see that woman, I kind of feel responsible for it. I mean, as a parent, it's every parent's nightmare to lose a child. It's got to be. Comes in and says, for the American tour, the tickets on sale and I've gone out and I want us to do more shows. I'm like, fuck, you know. I mean, that Crazy Train was a fucking major radio hit as well, you know. And it was like the calm before the storm, which was like the storm before the storm, because we just were hell raising all the, and Sharon that was the days when Sharon used to take a drink. And fucking hell, it's a good job she doesn't still drink. You see another side of Sharon. She would fucking wreck places.
So how did you fire? From that?
I'm fired from myself. They're making an album called Blizzard, a Dorking studio, and it's a big hit, and I was really happy, and I got more drunk. Next.
Tell me about the good part. There was...
Yeah, I told you we stayed at bed and breakfast. We got drunk all the time. Great fun at the gigs. What the fuck do you want me to say, Mike?
I want you to tell me about the cars, the money, getting married.
No, I was still going through the divorce. I didn't get married to Sharon until after the Blizzard had done, and I think it was Diary was even out. Because, Randy got killed, then we got married shortly after Randy died.
So, and then I want you to talk to me about how gratifying it was.
Of course it was fucking great. I
know this, but
it's just... Yeah, I know. It was a great feeling to have success with the albums. It was fucking the best thing. That's what you all make a record for, you know. It's like... It was just a magic time. I think this interview's gone on, so I'm getting a bit edgy now with you.
All right, we can come back.
Do it another time.
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to carry on, I'll carry on, but I'm just getting a bit fucking edgy.
Hey, we got time. It's up to you.
Okay, let's do it. Go on.
Are you bothered by...
No, it's just the way you talk. You go. I mean, it's now I'm 6 years of age. I was fucking 31 when that. I mean, it's a long way to go back, you know. I don't remember in chronological order, you know. So, go on. Next question.
Okay, stand by. Playback. Yeah, that worked great. That's great.
Like the chair.
The chain?
The chair.
Oh, yeah? Oh, no, we ain't anything. My wife has an obsession about anything that costs me a lot of money.
Yeah. Let's look at the chair.
We're not having it. Forget it. We ain't having it. It's not yours. Forget it.
We have to have it. Oh, my God.
Is it comfortable?
You look like a fucking midget sitting in there. Cost you? You for sale?
Lick, lick, licky, lick, lick.
You for sale?
Lick, lick, lick.
You for sale?
Hello. I don't know. Hi.
I mean, I haven't got that many tattoos compared to today's fucking market. Here you see chicks walking around with fucking battleship scenes on their tits now. This one here was the very first tattoo when I was about 14. My father kicked my fucking ass when I got home with it. Then I was in a park in Birmingham and I bought some Indian ink. I did that myself. That was done in prison with a guy who was doing life for fucking killing somebody. I mean, you gotta understand, I had my tattoos done way before it was fucking fashionable to have them around here, you know? So I had this done. This is a Japanese dragon thing that takes babies out of their cribs. It took 18 hours to have that fucking thing, you know? Not all in one session. The thing about tattoos is, a tattoo is not just for now, it's for the rest of your fucking life. And if they take the thing away with lasers, it leaves a dreadful full star. But you know what, another thing, tattoos fucking hurt. Easy thing. This was the first disc I ever got. This one, through Black Show. I went to platinum and so I used to give them away a bit. I don't know why. Fucking. But there's a few here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just had the fucking money.
Do you know how many records you sold?
I haven't got a clue. Few. You're in my Pro Tools studio in my house, which is a luxury that I never thought I'd ever own. But as you see, we've got fucking chromite couches and all this expensive shit. It's not my doing, it's my wife. She just does it, you know. But I never ever thought the day would come when I had my. I mean, asked me to turn it on, I couldn't turn the fucking light on. I'm truthful.
Would you like to know how?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to learn how?
Well, yeah, we've got. Since my bike accident, my memory issue, I've got really bad memory issues. I'm on some kind of medication for it right now. But I didn't, at the time, I told you that I didn't know, I think. At the time of that accident, I just thought, oh, I got away with it now, I'm still alive. Man, I did a good job of fucking myself up for a while. I was in a coma for like about a week or so. And, you know, I mean, as I suppose at my age and the way I'm treating my body. I mean, the bottom of the line is, I look at myself, I'm living on borrowed time anyway. I mean, so every day is a gift to me.
Did it affect your short-term or long-term memory?
Short-term. I can remember things I did, you know. When Sharon first did the Ozfest, we were trying to get on Lollapalooza. And they said, oh, Ozzy's like a dinosaur, we got no problem. I love that term, dinosaur. I mean, it's fucking thing. So anyway, Sharon says, fuck them, we're going to do our own festival. I said, what do you mean festival? So I'm going to do a thing called the Ozfest. I said, well, if I were you, you can do what you like, I'm not telling you, because she knows what she's fucking doing, I think, I hope. I just put a few out, I haven't seen what happened, bang, there's like 3 or 4 out, they're sold in a heartbeat, and it grew and grew and grew. And it's kind of got its own steam now. I mean, the thing that I'm happy about the Ozfest, it gives young people, whether I like the music or not, a chance to get on the stage and play to an audience. And it's a good day out for the punters as well. Also, I like to have it's like a travelling circus, you know. What page are you on now? 40. I don't like doing TV at all, but I get talked into doing all kinds of fucking things that I don't know. My wife loves it, so we do it for my mama, you know.
But did you hate doing it, or did you hate the show?
Well, it's kind of like family fucking pressure. You know, the kids come to me and they go, look, Mum really wants to do this and it would be great for Mum and that. So I thought, oh, okay. Sometimes, and just to save my sanity, when everybody starts driving me fucking insane about something, I go, oh yeah, okay, yeah. But then I'm hoping that something will change, where something will happen where he's not going to come up. This is our bedroom. I've got to show this new gimmick that I have. The bizzo. That's what you call rock and roll star, that is. What's his? Oh man. That's right, isn't it? What the fuck's happening now? It ain't so bad now. I'm a hypochondriac as well, you know that. When I'll catch a fucking, I mean, I caught swine flu off the telly the other day. I mean, this country's incredible. You see advertising for fucking male enhancement. Have you seen that male enhancement? It's guts me. I talk about that a lot. The natural male enhancement medication. Anyways, like, have you seen that? All that smiles on their faces.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, of course.
Does it work?
Yeah, it works. But then it's good for a wife like you. She goes to sleep. It's a good sleeping pill. But by the time it gets active, she's fucking snoring.
So what do you do with it?
So lie there like a fucking tent. You can't change what you've done, but you can change the way you're going to approach things in the future, which is kind of where I'm at, you know. Behind the person is a caring, fucking, afraid guy, you know. To be truthful to you, Mike, I'll go down the road, and if I get recognised, I get pissed off, but at the same time, if I don't get recognised, I get pissed off. I never thought I was going to live past 40. Now I'm fucking 60. Can you believe that? If that's enough, and I don't feel what I mean. My body's got to be creaky from time to time. To be alive today is a fucking biological miracle. The best drug that I ever took in my life was an audience. When I have that audience and I'm on and they're on, it's just like the fucking, you ain't no sex, drugs or anything that can beat the good old rock show. At the end of the day, I'll bow out gracefully, I think. What a life. What an incredible life.